Trump. But we've got to talk about the billionaire skill set now that you've got the mindset down. Now, Donald has a great story. This story has captivated me because there was a building that was for sale. And everyone said, there's so many people that wanted to buy this building. Go talk to the agent. But that's not what you did, Donald. You did something totally different, and you ended up winning the building.
Well, I assume you're talking about 40 Wall Street, which is a great building in downtown Manhattan, 72 stories. Times were bad. It was in the mid-90s, and things weren't selling for lots of money. But lots of people, I call them the scavengers, and I guess in a certain way I'm one of the scavengers. We wanted to get that building, and I flew to a foreign country. I didn't want to use agents. I didn't want to use anything. I flew to a foreign country, and I was able to make the deal. And had I not done that, not that I wanted to do it, but had I not done that, I would have never gotten that building. And that building was, I bought it, believe it or not, it's hard to believe, bad times, 72 stories, $1 million, and today it's worth over $600 million.
That's one of the reasons the story so captivated me. And another reason was because of what you said. Everyone said, go do it this way. And you said, no, you don't go deal with the middleman. If you want something, you go talk to the person in charge. You can seize the moment and capture the prize.
Well, they had agents and representatives, and I didn't get along with too many of them, and I didn't like one of them in particular. And yet the owner, who I didn't know, turned out to be a great guy, and to this day, a great friend of mine. So sometimes you have to just get up and do it the right way, which is face-to-face. Face-to-face can be a very, very big asset if you know how to do it. You have to be able to size up your opponent. I call them an opponent because when they're on the other side of the table, that's what they are. They're an opponent. If you can't do that, then it's called get a job.
Hi, Mr. Trump. We started our own business in Michigan about 6.5 years ago, and although we're doing well, we haven't become a brand like you. And I'd like to know what the next step is to turn a regular company into a brand name.
Well, branding is very interesting. A lot of people have asked me, did I do this consciously? And I'm not sure that I did. I'd love to tell you I'm so smart that I could just do this. What I've done with the Trump brand, and many magazines say it's the hottest brand right now in the country, maybe the hottest brand or one of the hottest brands in the world. I was a little bit lucky in that I had a name that worked. If I had a name, Donald Smith, it would be hard to be branding the name Smith. But Trump is a very unique name. And in a way, in that sense, I was lucky to have that name. But I've always stressed really quality. I want to go quality all the way. I've always stressed that quality. People come from Germany, from England, from Japan, from all over the world to buy my buildings and to buy things that I'm doing because they know it's going to be quality. And that's, I think, really what my brand ultimately stands for. And, you know, getting the word out is good. If you have the opportunity to get on television and to do something with your brand, with your product, with whatever it is you're trying to sell, you should do it. Now, if I took an ad to advertise on this program, a 30-second ad cost me a tremendous amount of money. I'm going to be on the show for an hour tonight with Erin. She's asking me all these beautiful questions with a fantastic audience. It cost me nothing. It costs me nothing.
Donald, it's like you're a magnet, and people are attracted to you. It's that thing that no one can define. It's called charisma. Clearly, you have it, but it's like you said, sometimes you're born with it, and certain things you can develop yourself. What would you say the #1 skill is? If you look back and you say, what is it that makes me able to get a deal done? What is it?
Well, I think you really have to know your subject. Not enough credit's been given. People say love it, and I always say love it. You have to love it. But you also have to know what you're doing. Now, when you love something, it's easier to know what you're doing because you enjoy it and you study it, and even when times are bad, you still love it and you're having fun. But you really have to know what you're doing. I see so many people, they go into businesses without knowledge. You need knowledge. Which is one other thing. If you can get, people ask me all the time, the most asked question, do I need to go to college, Mr. Trump? If you can go to college, go to a good business college if you're looking to be in business, it's just such an advantage. You have such an advantage over people that haven't. It doesn't mean, I know people, and you know people, Erin, that are very successful, they never went to college. The fact is, it's a big advantage if you do.
Absolutely. You have a question?
Mr. Trump, could you talk a little bit more about how luck has gotten you to this level that you're at today?
Well, the subject of luck is a very, very complex subject because I have known some of the smartest people. I went to the Wharton School of Finance. I graduated with people that were total geniuses, not as smart as me, but these are minor details. They were total geniuses, and they haven't really succeeded. And I also know people that weren't as smart, and they're tremendous successes today, people that you're reading about, people that you see all the time. Luck is an interesting thing, but, you know, Gary Player, I don't know if you know any golfers in the room, but Gary Player was a very small guy as an individual, and yet he was a great golf champion. And it was the first time I've heard it. I'm sure it's been used by others, but it's the first time he said, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Now, you had somebody that was half the size of everyone else, and he won, I think, 9 majors and many, many golf tournaments, and he's beating these big, strong guys. He would work from early morning till late night, exercising and push-ups and hitting golf balls. And he said that expression, the harder I work. He won the U.S. Open, and they interviewed him. And he won by 1 stroke. He had an unbelievable shot at the end, and he said, the harder I work, the luckier I get. I've never forgotten that. That was many years ago. And it's true. The harder you work. I could give you so many anecdotes. I could give you so much on that. So many times where I worked hard, worked really hard, I ended up so-called getting lucky. Now, there is a thing called luck. Some people, for whatever reason, are luckier than others. I know people that are accident prone. No matter where they go, they fall, they trip, they break their shoulders. They're unlucky. Some people are luckier than others, but you can help the luck process along. We shouldn't be talking about luck, because if it is about luck, then nobody's going to watch your show because it's about luck. So what's the purpose?
Our trip around the world continues. Let's take a question now from Melbourne, Australia.
Hi, Donald. My name is Wolf Blas, international winemaker from Australia. I'd like to ask you a serious professional question. How do you keep your successful people motivated in order to achieve the things what you have achieved in your lifetime?
Well, it's a great question. You have to keep people... Look, you can't have great success without having really good people around you. And you have to keep those people motivated. And I've always said it's not the dollar as much as it is your own personal intervention. You have to keep good people around you. Never trust them too much, because all of a sudden things will start to happen that you're not going to like. And you understand what I mean. You have to keep great people around you. You have to motivate them. You always have to be on top of them, and you have to be smarter than they are. I hear so many times, oh, I want my people to be smarter than I am. It's a lot of crap. You want to be smarter than your people if possible.
Hi, Mr. Trump. My name is Tara McCluskey. I want to know how you define persistence.
Well, persistence is... hey, you know what it is. Ultimately, it's a state of mind. It's just, you just never, ever quit. You just, and I know people like that. You just never quit. Don't ever give up. You know why people give up? When they see, like you look at a great athlete. I mean, there are certain athletes, they say, oh no, he's on the game, there's nothing we can do about it. They give up before the fact. It's no different in business.
That's certainly clap to that. I think it's always great to hear that you should never give up. And let's get to our Trump traits now that you need to know to develop your billionaire skill set. You've got to know your subject. Negotiate face to face. Nothing else will substitute. And build up a brand. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. We've got so much more to come with Donald Trump and the billionaire himself.
Next, get ready to make millions through real estate.
This is now the time to go, and you can make great deals today that you couldn't have made a year ago, you couldn't have made 2 years ago. This is now, and it's funny, there's less interest in real estate now because people have been hurt in real estate, and this is when there should be more interest.
And later,
There are a lot of people with great ideas, but they can't implement. You see it all the time. They're losers. They're not going to make it. You really have to be able to implement.